about Emerson?
Well, I know they are an old guard. They were in the semifinals in World Cup 7. They played Texas State, who eventually went on to lose to Texas in the final. But last year, I mean, they kind of fell off. They didn't make a run like people expected them to. They did not have that strongest showing up in the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic regions. And hopefully they can return to their prominence so we can get a strong college team again out of them.
And they were there in World Cup 7, so now getting back to that form, at least that is the case for Rutgers. And Rutgers player injured, being helped over to the sideline. Only 12 seconds gone by in this match.
That is a real shame to see him injured that early in the game. Just a quick overview. Rutgers does have bludgeon control and the quaffle to begin. So they're in good position to score on this opening possession.
These are two teams coming out of Pool 1. You have Ball State, Fighting Farmers, Missouri, Rutgers, and Emerson. Saw Ball State and Fighting Farmers earlier. It was Ball State coming out on top in that one, and what was a well-played opening match.
And Ball State, being the Pot 1 team out of this pool, is going to be the favorites going in. But Fighting Farmers is going to be a solid team. Emerson and Rutgers, while new and not overpowering, should put up a good fight to other teams. But I still see Ball State coming out of this one as the #1 team.
I really think Ball State is a clear favorite, but it's really what you were just mentioning there. That 2 spot and that 3 spot, trying to get in for bracket play tomorrow, coming out of your pool, that's kind of up in the air as to who's going to get there.
I think the winner of this game is going to go on and will be going head-to-head against the Fighting Farmers for that 2 spot and to get in the bracket.
Just over a minute gone by. Rutgers with the quaffle and working it up the pitch, and nice passing there, made it an easy goal. Big number 25, Juan J.C. Arancibia, set that up for Rutgers.
The underhanded softball pass didn't work, and number 2 for Emerson is beat. Rutgers will retain quaffle possession.
Looked like that was Sean Hazlitt who finished off that goal for Rutgers. We're even at a goal apiece. Long throw. Hazlitt on the backside there, couldn't control it. And quaffle now in the hands of Emerson. An opportunity here, good bludger play.
And just an early impression from Emerson. They look, for lack of a better word, clumsy. They're not holding on to either the bludgers or the quaffles. They're kind of just letting them go, hope something good happens. They're really going to have to clamp down and play some more controlled play.
Arancibia working his way. Got rid of it just in time. Another easy goal for Hazlitt. Big man to big man right there. They're using their size.
That's what I like to see. It's usually all about the speed around the hoops. I'd like to see a big man get in there and do something agile.
See how Emerson responds, down by a goal. Bludger play allows Emerson to work it up the pitch, and that one deflected by Arancibia. You read this about Rutgers in the description. When asked about their team record, it says, it doesn't come up on USQ and I'm lazy, but last season lots of losses, this season lots more wins than losses, a few tournament wins, so for comparison analysis, we are light years better than last year. Hashtag dope, dope, dope.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
3 minutes gone by here in this one. Team captains for Rutgers, Lindsey Morella and Phil Kane. And you were saying something?
Oh, I was just saying, that analysis they put much improved, a lot more wins, and tournament wins. If I'm looking at that, then they probably are going to be a good team. And from what little we know, I think then from what I've seen so far, they are living up to that analysis they've had. They are playing dope, dope, dope.
It's a 1-goal match right now. Emerson trying to tie things up. Got Hazlitt in front there blocking for Rutgers.
Emerson bludgeon control, playing aggressive, walking both up past mid-pitch.
Quaffle loose, good bludger play. Rutgers will gain control of the Quaffle.
These long passes from Emerson are not getting the job done. They're going to have to find a way to start penetrating the interior of that Rutgers defense and hoping to get some easier dunks into the hoops.
Here's Hazlitt. Up ahead, nice high throw. What a catch!
Great play.
Showing off the athleticism that time.
Another big man to big man hookup.
Backside alley-oop.
Emerson with a score, makes the score 30-20 now.
That's the quick response they needed. Both teams were slowing up a bit offensively. Just when you think it's a 2-goal lead for Rutgers, Emerson right back in it.
Hopefully it loosens Emerson up. They got a feel for the game now. We're going to start seeing a lot more offensive production.
"30-20 your score. And another easy goal. It's the passing that time. I mean, every single time we've seen it for Rutgers, all 4 goals now have come on the backside, just able to really just two-hand toss it in.
And I think what is getting Emerson is they're walking one of their male chasers behind the hoops. And Emerson's not picking up that Rutgers male chaser behind the hoops. They're not covering him, so they're leaving one of their 2 chasers right here, one of the girls open, and then the person behind the hoops not paying attention to as much. And it's just leaving an easy opportunity for that male chaser to do some damage behind the hoops.
And to give some credit, it is Chisa Abelu who has scored the last 2 goals for Rutgers inside of 12 minutes.
He appears to be doing that on one knee. His left knee is heavily wrapped up.
That was one of the things that Dan alluded to prior to the match when we wrapped up Oklahoma State and Tennessee Tech. And it's Abelu again. Largest lead so far for Rutgers.
Emerson needs a score on this possession if they hope to stay within it. Speaking on Abelu, number 10, he has really stepped up. And I think you just got to keep riding his hot hand. Keep hitting the ball and keep getting him in good position.
Certainly one exciting match of the other matches that is going on right now. Lone Star QC versus Maryland. 2 top teams going on right behind us. We're going to keep an eye on that one and try and keep a focus right here on Rutgers and Emerson as well. Your score now 50-30.
It's just what Emerson needed. And to speak on the LSQC in Maryland, right now it's 90-40 LSQC. Currently the Snitch does not appear to be on the pitch yet.
So Lone Star in control right now. The other match is going on: Michigan versus RIT, Boston University versus the Scroots, Minnesota versus Ohio University, Boise State versus Sam Houston, DCQC looking to build off the momentum from their first win, taking on Utah State, and Maelstrom versus Crimson Elite on pitch 8.
That would be a good game to watch, Maelstrom and Crimson Elite. 2 good community teams. Crimson Elite coming off a clutch snitch pull earlier in the day. Hopefully they can build on that. And just to update, 60-30 in favor of Rutgers now.
Bludger control for Emerson. This is snitch range, very important right now, inside of 10 minutes. You put another goal on the board here, and then you'll start to use up some clock if you're Rutgers.
But I think as long as Emerson maintains bludger control, they're going to have at least a chance of putting some points quickly on the board if they can get a back in. Because Rutgers is playing a very aggressive bludger right now. If they can catch a back end score like right now, this would be a good chance.
Emerson with good defense there. A chance to make it a 2-goal match. Again, this is a Pool 1 matchup. Ball State the favorite coming out of this pool. Emerson on the attack. Quaffle to the right side. And a good takedown, but then still able to get the
beat.
pass off for an easy goal.
It's a great score, great find for Emerson.
I mean, that time it was just good vision on the part of Emerson.
I think that's what they need. Early in the game, they were throwing long passes, hoping their player would come down. Now they're executing, and the passes are putting their receivers in a good position to execute and score.
Loose Quaffle. Good one-on-one battle. Vailu got it off, but no one able for his team to grab hold of that one.
And Emerson's still in possession of bludgeon control. To comment on something, I've yet to see any team so far from any region run the 1.5 bludger play or the silver bullet. And that's something I would assume Emerson might start to think about if they can't continue to get the offensive production. They roll the goal, no good.
And another goal going on behind us. Maryland scoring. Trying to tighten the gap with Lone Star QC.
Another score by Rutgers makes it 70-40. They'll take a 30-point lead. 7 minutes to go.
Inside of 7 minutes. Emerson trying to make this a 2-goal match again. Quaffle loose. Rutgers has it. Where do you want to see Emerson make adjustments here to try and close the gap even more?
I would like to see more aggressive play out of the Bludgers. They're maintaining bludger control, but aside from defensively shutting Rutgers down, they're not using that to capitalize offensively. I am very particular, come from the Southwest, where it's very popular. I'd like to see maybe 1 or 2 times them try to execute that, maybe open up the interior of the Rutgers defense and get a few easy looks at the hoops.
6 minutes to play. And that shot blocked by Hazlitt. Quaffle loose. Still loose. Good footwork there.
Rutgers, I think they should need to continue what they're doing. Smooth, crisp offensive production and just consistently scoring.
And here's another thing to notice. Hazlitt scores that one to make it 80-40. Player like Aaron Sebia, big part of the quick start for Rutgers offensively. Right now on the bench, he's getting some rest time. Possibly could be used as a seeker with his size out there when that time comes.
Oh, definitely. Somebody like him is kind of big, but has that athleticism, is one of the perfect fits you look for in a seeker. And currently up by 40, they don't need him offensively to continue production. As Rutgers are starting to slow it down, take a lot more walked up pace. Great move.
And right in front. That time right to the side of the hoop for another easy goal.
Rutgers is racking up the dimes. It appears that almost all of their goals have been assisted on.
Largest lead so far.
This is where Emerson needs to try to put some points on the board because this game is very close to getting away from them.
It's already out of snitch range. Now time becoming a factor. That shot too high. Quaffle loose behind the hoops. Trying to keep it in bounds, and Emerson will maintain possession. Now bludger play.
Emerson, though, currently has one chaser open in position. And they've lost control now. Or, excuse me, lost Quaffle now.
Hazlitt that time making sure that he's got some bludger help behind him. Hazlitt down the middle. Avoids a couple of Emerson players. Nice fake there. Couldn't get the shot off, though. Now Quaffle loose, Emerson has it. Well defended right there. Emerson really collapsed on Hazlitt right when he got in the middle.
That's what they need. They need more hustle plays. They need to work together more as a team and find some faith in themselves.
Slight breeze continues here at Saluda at Shoals Park. I think that's been somewhat of a factor of the passing that Emerson has tried from long range.
Just not adept to timing that wind, getting a little caught up in the air.
It changes your approach. That might be something you practice more, but you have to make adjustments. The shorter game, the quicker passes, it fits this weather that we're having.
That's exactly what Rutgers has been doing. They've been doing the quick, around the hoop passes, nothing long, no home run hits. Just efficient, clean Quidditch.
Nice movement there. The bludger play.
Another great score by Rutgers, and they just continue to build that lead.
.140 your score. Approaching 2.5 to play until the seeker floor. Snitch starting to get loose.
Emerson continuing to lob passes behind the hoops and continuing to fail.
Here you can really see Rutgers aware of the clock. And here comes back in Aaron Sebia. That was at least a 5-minute rest on the clock, on the game clock.
I think now they're having just a big presence on the field, somebody who they know is going to maintain control of the quaffle.
The block in front. Good job by the keeper there for Emerson. Now keeper going to take it himself. Splits defenders and flips it in.
Wow.
What an individual effort.
That's just being aware and having great athleticism to execute. Maybe that'll give Emerson some momentum. It's exactly what they need to get back in it.
.150 your score. 90 seconds remaining.
Number 11 for Emerson continues to attempt to bring down Sebia.
Easier said than done.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not out there trying to tackle him.
Another block in front for Emerson. And the crowd surrounding pitch one really pushing Emerson to get that quaffle up the field, and they do just that and make it a 4-goal match.
That was a great 1-2-3 score. Knowing where their other teammates are and executing their passes. One more score from Emerson, and we got a ball game again.
What was a comfortable 6-goal lead for Rutgers has been cut down to 4. Aaron Sebia on the attack. Well defended, lob behind, and more of what we saw earlier. That's Hazlitt fishing up. That's a nice 1-2 punch. Inside of 30 seconds. And this will be one of the taller snitches that we've seen today here on pitch one. Should make it interesting for the matchup that both teams send out with their seeker.
It's definitely going to change the dynamic. You're not going to be able to go over the top of him or play upper body with him. You have to get low and try to work around his waist. Get his arms off of you and just dive in.
And Emerson looking like a different team as the final seconds wind down until the seeker floor. A 4-goal match. Emerson needs at least one more to try and at least force overtime. Seeker on the attack for Rutgers. A little bit of help now from the Emerson. That is Dan Gavrashenko, the seeker right now for Rutgers.
And right now for the Rutgers snitch, he should be considering easing off and not just having a straight continuing go at him, especially when there's a defensive seeker. He doesn't need to wear himself out right now while his bludger has, or his beater core has to worry about defending offense. With such a small lead, if they pull off too many bludgers, it could lead to too many scores.
Hazlitt with an impressive catch and finish. 2 hands over the top to 5-goal advantage. Bludger play keeps the seeker off the snitch for now for Rutgers. Good tackle, but the goal is still good. Emerson gets it right back down to 4.
But have the awareness as you're going down to throw it up at the hoops.
A couple of bludgers loose.
And right now for Emerson, their bludger game is what's kept them in here. They have played an outstanding game. Just harassing, not allowing any of the offensive production or the other beaters from Rutgers to get in there and get control back.
And a big point in the match right now, quaffle control for Emerson, trying to make it a 3-goal match. Second effort, third effort, 3-goal match.
The big man just wouldn't be stopped there.
We've seen the size of Rutgers work to their advantage today. That time worked for Emerson. Number 14.
Emerson going for it, going for overtime.
And again, we apologize. We were given names but no numbers for Emerson. Bludger play. Gonna allow for one-on-one here for Rutgers. And it's back to a 4-goal match. So Emerson a little bit of hurt right now. The effort there, second effort. And the snitch catch, I believe.
Let's wait for confirmation, but that did look like a clean pull.
That was Sean McGrath for Rutgers, and that's it. Just when you think Emerson might pull off a comeback, they get it down to 3 goals. Late goal for Rutgers. Your final score in this one, 160-90, a victory in Pool 1 for Rutgers.
Emerson showed a lot of heart at the end. They had some sloppy waffle play early on. The bludger game kept them in it. But in the end, Rutgers just outclassed them. They played a lot crisper, smoother game. And they knew where to score, they knew where their players were going to be, and executed.
Yeah, you go back to that, I think that quick start for Rutgers, that was key, and that combination of Aaron Sebia to Hazlitt, 2 taller players for Rutgers working together. In the end, a little too late for Emerson as they fall in this one, 160-90. Your final thoughts on this matchup?
Rutgers is going to have a chance to go on and play the Fighting Farmers, because what I saw here, that'll win you a game against anybody. Crisp, clean passes, in tight, frustrating a team offensively when you're on defense, just harassing them, forcing them to make those long, bad passes. And I think if they continue to play like that, they're going to have a chance against the Fighting Farmers and against everybody else in this pool, and they're going to have a good shot to make the bracket play.
For the first time today, coming up next on Pitch 1, out of the Pool of Death, Pool 4, it'll be Rochester United versus Kansas. Kansas, some people counting in as a team that's going to make it to bracket play tomorrow. Other people saying no, they will not make it. Find out next on the U.S. Quidditch live stream.